about to go up there, the old cricket ground track. Says it's about 45 minutes, so we'll soon find out. Bit of a view. There's a church up there. Let's zoom in. Lovely. Geez, I'm already puffing. Need to take me time. There's a part of an old tramway over there, a timber mill tramway, and the main road. There's an old rock wall. Look at that. Old stone wall. Amazing. I was going to come and do this morning, but the wind was so strong last night that, I reckon in some areas it must have hit 100k an hour up here. The tree that, well, where I'm staying, there was a tree across the road, so I couldn't get out anyway. It's amazing that they would have come up and down this track when they played cricket. And there's even a flat place where an old hut would have been long ago. Probably would have got burnt down. They had massive fires through here at one stage. And I won't go into the history of the place because I'll put it down below in the description. Needless to say that it's probably one of the most famous gold bearing areas in Australia, and it's a pretty popular tourist town right now. The Australian Alps Walking Trail goes through here, and you got the I think it's a Long Tunnel gold mine as well. You can do a tour of that. We're going to end up as high as those buggers. That's a pain, but I've wanted to see this this cricket ground for quite a while. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. I usually wouldn't come out, but it's a beautiful day. I think roughly it was, I thought I saw 25 degrees earlier, so it's a bit warm to hike, but in my book anyway, but because I'm in the bush it shouldn't be too bad. Now you can just see a little flat spot here. Every, I reckon, 20 metres or so there's an old tramway track that they use to cart timber down to the timber mill. They're dotted all the way up along here, and they are pretty much through the whole of the area. There's a track I've just come up, and there's a track I'm going up. It's fairly steep at the start, but and in the wet, I reckon it'd be very slippery too, because it's a lot of it's shaly rock. This is the track that they use to get up and down. The sign just back there said that once bicycles evolved a little bit, they turned them into mountain bikes. Only problem was One bloke, I think he went down a bit too fast, went over the edge and killed himself. That'd ruin your day. And there you can see one of the tracks just there going around the other way, one of the old tramways. I did have a look down one, but it was just too overgrown to even think about bashing through this time of day. It's a bit relentless. Oh, imagine the people over 100 years ago coming up here in what they would wear. Bloody hell. Here's me complaining that one of my feet are sore because my runner's too tight. Oh, near the top now. Oh, there's a pretty gruesome sight. Oh, what do we got there? Smallpox. Oh, good, eh? Wallaby. "21 years old. Bloody hell. It was a harsh life. Well, you know, there's one thing I can say. They really need to do a fuel reduction burn up here. Whew. This place will go up like a Roman candle if fire rips through here in summer. Just have a look at how thick everything is. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy how thick all this underbrush is. I know they like not burning things, but if a fire comes through here, every animal in the vicinity will be burnt to a crisp, and that's a bit sad. Looks like we're coming to a clearing now. You can get to here on a four-wheel drive track. I tried getting up through it, I think it was last year or the year before, with a two-wheel drive, and you got no hope. So you either walk or you four-wheeler it in. It does look like they've maintained the track though. They've cleared it. Here's the cricket ground. Seriously, how bloody cool is this? Look at it. Have a look at this. Who in their right mind in the 1800s would have come up on top of a hill and said, you know what, I'm going to build a cricket ground or a footy ground up here. It's just a ticket. Whew. They were lunatics. They were superheroes, that mob. And I'm tipping they had a turf wicket at one stage, not a mat, or sorry, not a fake turf. But wow, this is better than I thought it would be. And of course, look at that. Some idiot has to be up here on a trail bike and do a burnout straight across the ground. Seriously, idiots. So here we are, the Walhalla Cricket Ground. It's taken me about 30 minutes to get up here. Yeah, unfortunately I don't think the idiots on the trail bike could read that. 1882. Stunning. Well, time to head off now. This is well worth a little trip up here. If you can get here in a four-wheel drive, do it. And if you can walk the 30 to 45 minutes to come up, do it. Try not to do it when it's damp early in the morning though, because I think you'll do a bit of slipping on that first little bit. One last look. How good's that? I didn't expect that. Anyway, very nice. While you're up here, check that out. Pair of stumps and bat and some tennis balls. Awesome. Just remember to put them back. Time to walk down the hill. Now there is one of me GPS systems says there's a track that goes off from here. Bloody hell, have a look at the size of that thing. That's massive. Well, it looks like that's it there, but there's no way I'm going down that, and that's ridiculous. As I say, the bush in here is that thick that if they ever get anything come through here with any sort of ferocity, the whole place is going up. It's crazy how thick everything is. It's only one way in walking and one way in driving. Well, I'll show you on the map where it says there's a second way out or a second way in, but there definitely isn't. And it would have been one of the old tramways. But yeah, it would have been an easy walk too, because the tramways aren't steep. They've got a nice little grade in them, maybe 5 to, well, sometimes flat, but maybe 0 to 5 degrees usually. I was reading a little bit more about the cycling in the area. It became really popular. And they ended up having to build a cycling track around the cricket ground to keep the young men off the main street of Walhalla, because they were running into people, didn't have lights, and they used a tree branch tied to the bike to scrape along the ground when they were stopping, when they were going downhill. And they also had one at Maidentown. Bloody hell, that's going to be a high walk. Well, it's going to be steep getting up there, not like this one. This one's about half the size. I can see town buildings back down there. Well, I've only got to head down there now, so thanks for coming along on this little cricket ground journey. Something I want to do for a while. Pretty interesting actually, especially when you consider the history behind it and the people that did it. Anyway, thanks for coming along. I'll catch you later. Hooroo.